Today I'm also announcing that our K through 12 schools will continue with distance learning for the duration of the school year. We spoke with a lot of folks throughout the state. There was some differing opinions. Some parents were not interested in their kids going back. Some others, it's been tough around the house. They would have liked to have seen them go back. But I think as we looked at the clock and we looked to see what it would look like, we've got pretty good momentum for distance learning. It's obviously not the ideal situation, but given where we are in the school year, we felt that was the best decision to go forward.
Now.
Just kidding, it's my eye drops. But real talk, I'm super sad that we won't be able to come back to class this year. Does that mean I'll never see you again? No. Because if I have to, I'll stalk you and we will have our goodbye moment. So don't you worry, I'm going to see you again. All right, so this week is going to be super easy. We're learning multiplication. And we're not learning, we're reviewing. So let's be real. Most of you already got this down packed. So here's what I want you to do if you are confident with multiplication. You're going to watch this video because you need to know what you have to comment. But after that, once you get on Canvas to do your exit slips, if you want to do the exit slips for the whole week, go for it. You know how to do this already. So get it out of the way and get her done. You can do them all today if you want. It's up to you. All right? Now on with the video. Before we do anything, I want to show you how you can find what assignments you're missing on Canvas. So you're going to go to the course, whether it's math or science, and then you're going to click on grades on the side. When you click on it, this is what pops up. If it says missing in red, that means I do not have that assignment from you. You never turned it in and you have to. If it's just blank or it has a dash, that means I do not need it from you. I'm not grading it. All right? All right. Problem number 1. Lydia is saving her money to buy a drone. She earns $24 each time she babysits her neighbors. If Lydia babysits 18 times, how much money will she have? How can this area model be used to answer the questions? All right. So, she babysits 18 times, and each time she gets $24. So I'm going to be using area model to figure this out. First area model and then standard algorithm. All right, so remember that area model is when we break up the numbers. So I'm going to take my two numbers, the 24 and the 18, and now I'm going to break it up. But first I'm going to draw that big square or the big rectangle. Okay, so again, the two numbers I'm going to multiply are 24 times 18. Okay, I know that 24 is 20 plus 4. That's how I'm going to split the number. And then 18 is 10 plus 8. I'm splitting it up by place value. That's what's happening here. And now I'm going to split the box vertically, then horizontally. And now I can multiply. So first I have 10 times 20. I know 1 times 2 is 2, and then 2 more zeros gives me 200. 10 times 4, 40. 8 times 20, okay? 8 times 2 is 16, and then add the 0. And now 8 times 4, 32. All right, So it's important that we know our facts, because if not, that's going to be pretty
This
embarrassing.
is so humiliating!
Yeah, if you don't know your facts in middle school, I feel bad for you. Okay, so now I'm going to add up all my products. 200 plus 160 plus 40 plus 32. And I'll get my final answer. 2, 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So she earns $432 for babysitting 18 times. Okay, so the goal of this is for you to master standard algorithm, not necessarily area model. So what we're going to do is we're going to do standard algorithm, and we're going to see how that is very similar to area model, because they are very similar, almost the same. So yeah, that's our goal, for you to master standard algorithm. We don't really want to use area model anymore, because in middle school you got to use standard algorithm. Okay, so in standard algorithm, first thing we have to do is we have to line up the numbers on top of each other vertically. And please make sure you're neat when you're doing this, because if you don't line them up correctly, your whole answer will be wrong. So I have 24 times 18, and I'm going to start by multiplying the 8 that's in the ones place times 24. So 8 times 4, and then 8 times 2, or actually it's times 20. So 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2 is 16, plus the 3 more is 19. All right, so now you know what happens. I'm done with that ones place. I'm moving on. I'm going to the tens place. And when I do that, remember I say bye, Felicia, to the ones place, and I put a 0 in that spot. That's my placeholder. Now 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 2 is 2 out, and I don't need that 3 up there anymore. Let me not get confused, and let me cross it out. Now I can add it up. So 192 plus 240 gives me 2, 3, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. 432, the same answer I got up top. Now, I see something very similar. Isn't that 192 the same as 160 plus 32 in my area model? And isn't that 240 the same as 200 plus 40 at the top in the area model? Yeah, they are. So in standard algorithm, we're kind of like condensing the area model and making it less steps, basically. So instead of breaking apart both the 24 and the 18, in standard algorithm, I just broke apart the 18. I did 8 times 24 and then 10 times 24. And I added those products together. It's the same thing, just a faster way to do it. And I know a lot of you guys call standard algorithm the turtle head method. They're one and the same. So if you want to, you can go ahead and use your little turtle head. You can draw that in there if that helps you remember which numbers go first. Okay, so if you need to remember, okay, I do the ones place first, draw that turtle head. Do it. Okay, next problem. Jerome wants to figure out how many likes he has on Instagram. He gets 47 likes each day. How many likes will Jerome have after 28 days? All right, this guy's pretty popular. Let's see how many likes he gets in 28 days. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to set up the problem for you. I'm going to set up the area model and I'm going to set up the standard algorithm. You all are going to solve it on your own. And you are going to tell me the answer to it in the comments of this video. Okay? So 47 is 40 plus 7. 28 is 20 plus 8. And then I'm going to draw my rectangle. And then I'm going to split it like a banana. I'm going to go vertically, then horizontally. And then you are going to multiply. Then the standard algorithm, or the turtle head. Remember, I line up the numbers and make sure you write neatly so you get the right answer. Don't be afraid to take up space on the paper. 47 times 28, and then you solve it. So like I said, you're going to put the answer you got in the comments. Don't just copy somebody else, because believe it or not, even the smart people nowadays are getting stuff wrong. So trust yourself, trust your abilities, okay? Put the answer in the comments, and also you are going to tell me which strategy you prefer. Do you prefer area model or do you prefer standard algorithm? Tell me in the comments. Let me know. Tell me what's up with it. Here's your exit slip. So, oh, and that's my dog snoring. This is the deal with the exit slips. You know that they are on Canvas. I prefer you to turn them in on Canvas. This week, and probably from now until the end of the year, you're going to have to be showing your work to me. So to do that, you're going to have to upload your work as a picture. So you go on Canvas, you press choose file, you find your picture on the computer, and you upload it. All right, now if you do not know how to transfer the picture from your phone to your computer, you can use the computer that is, the camera that is on your computer. Okay, so use the camera that's on your computer, take a picture, and it will automatically save to your computer. If not, just take a picture with your phone and send it to me. Okay, point is, I need the work or you don't get credit. Okay? Okay. Now, in science, it is going to be your job to do a little inquiry on Canvas. It's actually a Nearpod, but it goes through the process of an inquiry and all the aspects of it. And you have to determine what type of inquiry it is. Is it a model, a simulation, a systematic observation, a field study, or a controlled experiment? So I'm going to quickly go through what each of those are. A model is just a smaller version of something. When we did the solar system in class, I had a model of the solar system on the ceiling, right? I had a huge yellow ball that represented the sun. I had comets, I had asteroids, I had a few of the planets. That's because I couldn't bring down the planets in my hand to show you, right? That's impossible. So when it's kind of impossible to do something, or too expensive to create the real thing, then scientists use a model, a smaller version. Next would be a simulation. Simulation is an imitation of the system or process. So when you go to the Science Center and you go inside the hurricane simulator, that's exactly what it is, a simulation. You're able to feel the powerful winds and all that. It's not the real thing, it's a simulation because we can't just create a hurricane right then and there. Another type of inquiry is a systematic observation. All right, my dog really needs to stop snoring. A systematic observation. It's when you observe over a long period of time. So let's say I want to observe, I don't know, the tides in the ocean, right? So I would go out every morning and then every afternoon, and I would have a notebook that I would record all my observations. Okay, I would record, yeah, what it looks like, maybe the behavior of the animals in the ocean during the tides, the sand, what happens to the sand, all that stuff. Those are systematic observations. Next one would be a field study. So that's when you study plants and animals in their natural habitat. You know, all those crazy explorers out there that go to like the rainforest, or they go in a submarine to the deep ocean. That's exactly what they're doing. They're going to the habitat and they're studying the animals or the plants exactly where they are. And the last one is the most common one that we do in class, and that's a controlled experiment. That's when you have an investigation where you have that control group and then that test variable that you change to see if it had an effect or not. Remember, the control group is what is like the normal way or the regular way, and we compare that control group to our test variable to see if that test variable had an effect or not. And if it did have an effect, how does that compare to the control group? So now you're going to go on Nearpod, complete the inquiry, and decide what type it is. This is what the inquiry looks like on Nearpod. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, call me, beat me, text me, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so make sure you read through it all, read through the scenario, make sure you figure out the problem, hypothesis, all that good stuff. Hope you guys have a marvelous Monday. See ya.